Mic check landed 1 2. Mic check.
Mic check 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
We're going to send a voice track.
This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
The wind was howling today as a storm system is blowing in from the west. We'll tell you how much rain and snow we could get down here in the valley. Stormwatch tops Channel 2 News at 6:30. Hopefully you secured anything loose out there outside the home. It might be gone now.
The trash can,
Oh
the
my
little
gosh.
pink flamingo thing.
You have one of those.
Yeah.
I'm Kristen Remington.
I'm Landon Miller. Thank you for joining us tonight. We begin with Stormwatch team coverage. You know who definitely has a pink flamingo
Mike
thing?
Alger, for sure.
Yeah.
And they'll be flying too if you're not strapping them down, like I said. No, at this point, the wind is starting to back off a little bit, but the very, very strong wind that we've had has really limited any precipitation down here. Now, they're getting a lot in the mountains, especially on the west side, but this is kind of a phase of a multi-phase event that's going to go through the weekend here with a little bit of a break on Saturday, although not much of one if you want to look at it. In terms of what's happening across the region here, here's the satellite picture, and it kind of gives you an idea. You can see a big stream of moisture, a lot of subtropical moisture, high snow levels at this point, up above 7,000 feet, probably close to 8,000 in a lot of places, and it's just kind of pouring on without a tremendous amount of dynamics because the center of the low is actually quite a ways to the north of us here, and that's where most of the energy of that cold front is. So the precipitation getting cut off. Now, the next 24 hours, you can see we're going to be shadowed out here tonight, and then it kind of buckles a little bit with some energy splitting to the south and wrapping around here from the southwest. That actually gives us a little better chance of getting some precipitation. It'll start to drop snow levels tomorrow in the 6,500 to 7,000 foot snow level, but it's not really the main event. After a little bit of a break Saturday, then more energy comes in Saturday night, and then we've got a winter storm watch posted up in the mountains on the west side and around Lake Tahoe until from Saturday night until Monday morning at about 11 o'clock in that morning. So a lot of activity in the second half of the weekend if you have to travel. Well, it's not going to be great, but Saturday might be the time you want to try to do that. We'll tell you more about that, and we'll give you a forecast that goes right for the next 7 days. I'll have that for you here coming up in just a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Mike. Rain or shine, you can keep track of the conditions with our free Channel 2 weather app. You can get the radar, forecast, and watches and warnings right in the palm of your hand and can customize it depending on where you live. Just search KTVN in the Google Play or Apple Store.
Carson City firefighters are investigating what sparked a fatal fire at a mobile home park this afternoon. Firefighters responded to a burning home on Tiger Drive just after 1 o'clock and rescued a man who was eventually taken to Carson Tahoe Hospital, where he later passed away. A dog who was also in that home died. Despite the winds, firefighters managed to keep the flames from spreading beyond that home.
Turning to Crime Beat, Reno police say a woman was hospitalized last night after being shot twice in the legs. The shooting happened on the 1700 block of East 4th Street around 10 o'clock. Police say the victim was walking on the street when she was shot. She was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. If you have any information about this shooting, contact police or secret witness at 322-4900.
And the Carson City Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding a teenager who went missing a few weeks ago. Deputies say 14-year-old Jonathan Ortiz was reported as a runaway back on February 21st. He is believed to be staying with friends in the Carson City area. Ortiz is described as about 5'4" and weighs 110 pounds. If you know where he is, call deputies at 887-2008.
Today, the regional hazmat response team came together to train in Sparks.
We grab the sample kit and we'll go in.
The hazmat team, which includes firefighters from Reno, Sparks, and Truckee Meadows, held a biannual drill at the former Bourbon Square Casino in Sparks and simulated a domestic terrorism event. Sparks firefighters say the team has already received 2 similar calls, on a smaller scale, of course, so far this year.
Our team is getting exposed to these type of calls, so it's very important for us to make sure that we're proficient and we're increasing our skills and things like that.
The owners of the building donated the time for the hazmat team to train, which they say helps provide a more realistic and useful training experience.
In Health Watch, firefighters and paramedics went to one Washoe County school to replace a gym class with CPR training. Today, 7th graders at Incline Middle School practiced saving a choking victim and learned how to operate a heart defibrillator. They even learned how to do it blindfolded. Look at them there. So 26 states require hands-on CPR training in their schools before graduation, but get this, Nevada is not one of them. Captain Monty Santos thinks it's important to hold these how-to classes.
We do them anyways because it's so important to get them involved with the chain of survival so they can react.
And knowing how to do it empowers them to act. The students feel they are ready to help out if needed.
The firefighters, they said that I did a really great job and that I was leading my group to do a successful job.
Excited that I know how to do it now, that I feel confident if it ever happens, I know what to do.
This was the 21st year Incline students have learned CPR.
California lawmakers have voted to make the nation's most populous state the second in the nation to raise the smoking age from 18 to 21. Governor Jerry Brown must still sign off on the legislation, which would make California the first state after Hawaii with a higher age limit. It was approved despite intense lobbying from tobacco interests and fierce opposition from Republicans. Brown's spokesman said last week that the governor generally does not comment on pending legislation. The bills also restrict electronic cigarettes, the same as tobacco products.
Well, a new community space is being considered for dining and other venues right here in downtown Reno. Coming up next, though, find out why some residents are concerned about those plans.
You're watching Channel 2 News at 6:30 with Kristen Remington, Landon Miller, Sports with Garrett Dearborn, and Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast.
Okay. Welcome back. A development project called the Eddy could be coming to downtown Reno, bringing some food trucks and a beer garden to that area.
But the location for this concept has nearby residents pretty concerned about what's being planned. Amanda Ketchledge joins us now live to tell us more about this project and what both sides are saying about it. Amanda?
Well, Kristen, we got a chance to talk to the owners of the Eddy project a little bit earlier today, and they tell us that this is the perfect location because it's next to the Truckee River, and that's where a lot of people pass by. But it's actually residents that live up in the Riverside artist lofts that we talked to today that are worried about nightlife in the new space causing some issues.
Noise levels and the effects of inebriated citizens after hours in an area that is generally considered a quiet zone after 10 o'clock.
With the design and good operational plans, we think we can mitigate a lot of their concerns with regards to public nuisance and noise ordinances.
Well, this week, a building permit was filed for the city of Reno for the Eddy, located on a vacant lot between Sierra Street and Virginia Street. The owners tell me that a repurposed shipping container would be used to create some temporary structures here. And while nothing is finalized yet, development plans include food truck parking, a bocce ball court, vending booths, and a bar.
It's just a really unique, eclectic space that's really vibrant for our community. It's something different than's ever been done in Reno, and it also offers a different venue for people to hang out and socialize.
And the owners say that they're hoping to get approved in the next 4 to 6 weeks so that they can officially open up in May. And some residents we talked to are hoping they can come to a resolution with those owners. Of course, we'll have more tonight on Channel 2 News at 11 from both sides about this project. Covering the story, Amanda Ketchledge, Channel 2 News.
Looking to our community, you only have about 4 hours left to take part in Nevada's Big Give. That's a 24-hour online fundraising event to help nonprofits right here in the Silver State. Most of the 100 nonprofits that are part of the Big Give are right here in northern Nevada. So far, more than $413,000 have been raised from about 4,800 donors.
We're hoping with the economy that more people are in the giving mood, but really anything that anybody can give, starting at $10, is just great.
Since it started, Nevada's Big Give has raised just over $2 million for nearly 500 Nevada charities from more than 15,000 unique donors.
And today, the nonprofit DonorsChoose.org, which lets teachers post fundraisers for their classrooms, is holding a big push for donations as well today. This week, Washoe County Schools got a big donation from Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who gave more than $31,000 for 24 classroom projects right here in Washoe County. Today, Donors Choose is trying to collect as many donations as possible for its best school day. Teachers in Washoe County say the money that comes in from the nonprofit is a big help.
These individuals really give thought to the projects that they want to donate to, and certainly it enhances our curriculum and our ability to teach children when we have the items necessary to meet their needs.
For a link to donate to either the Nevada Big Give or Donors Choose, head to our website, KTVN.com, and click on the blue News Links button.
Well, it's been said that education is the easiest way to change the world, and the Seroptimist International of the Truckee Meadows is proving it. They met for their annual luncheon today and updated their project to educate girls in Nepal, a program that started 16 years ago. Not only have they built a dormitory for the girls to live in, they funded 1,000 scholarships since 2000. And they are seeing it pay off for the entire area. Today, the Seroptimist International gave the local group $20,000 in funding for the next 2 years.
Well, we do have some more storms lined up here. One that probably won't give us much here going into the weekend, but we could finish the weekend with a real bang. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.
Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast, broadcast certified by the American Meteorological Society.
Well, our skies outside do have a lot of cloud cover. We've had a lot of wind throughout the day. What we have not had here on this side of the mountain so far today is any rainfall. It's all been kind of stuck up in the hills, and I don't think we're going to see a lot more tonight. Maybe a little sprinkle or two is possible. But as we get through the weekend, we still have several events that are coming our direction. Definitely the wind was howling today. We had a gust at the airport of 56 miles per hour, probably even higher wind gusts reported in some of the outlying areas here. Some of the real wind-prone areas likely got higher than that. In terms of what we have outside right now, a lot of cloud cover, 56 degrees, relative humidity of 42%. Dew points risen up into the low 30s. Barometer is now starting to rise, actually, as we saw it falling throughout most of the day, but now that front's backing off a tiny bit. We got variable winds at 7 with an occasional gust into the 20s. We're seeing that wind advisory that officially here still lasts for another 15 minutes or so, but the winds are going to back off as we go into the night tonight. High of 61 and a low of 54. Now the 61, that was only 4 degrees above average. Very, very warm overnight low of 54 degrees, 21 degrees above the average here. And that was because we had clouds and wind pretty much throughout the whole night. And we have not had precipitation yet today. Only a chance tomorrow that we're going to see some. A lot of moisture, that's one factor that we need here, but we don't have a lot of dynamics. Now this storm system here is showing some split. You see some low going down here. As this moves up around, it may combine in somewhat of an unpredictable fashion whenever you get a big split like this, but this front that is now starting to kind of back off a little bit because it's catching the bottom influence of this lower part of the split. As it does that, I think we're probably going to see showers that'll probably still stay on the west side, eventually try to push over late in the day tomorrow as that southern branch of the split comes around. It's not going to be huge at this point, but we may see some scattered showers here. Mountains will still get a fair amount of moisture, especially on the west side. And snow levels, which tonight are quite high, about 7,500 feet, they may drop down to above 6,500 feet tomorrow, perhaps as low as that, but that's about it. So the front's still not quite getting in here. We're going to be on the warm side of things. The heaviest winds are going to kick off to the east, although we will see the winds pick up again tomorrow afternoon. Not as strong as today, but still gusty. 50s and 60s in most of the southern Nevada communities, although Mammoth will probably be in the upper 40s. You come up here to the northern part here, we're going to be looking at 60s almost everywhere. Again, we're all on the warm side of that front that isn't going to really move very much. 59 is the cool exception in the north over in Eureka. For Reno, tonight, low of 44 degrees. Now, that's still warm, but it's not near as warm as what we had last night. 60 for our high tomorrow, 58 in Carson City, and temperatures up around the lake are going to be in the upper 40s. So Lake Tahoe tonight, real good chance to see scattered showers, especially on the west side of the crest and on the west side of Lake Tahoe. Snow level, again, quite high, 7,500 feet, so probably not going to affect the main mountain passes too much. Decreasing winds, a low of 37. Tomorrow then, we'll see rain and snow. Again, snow level may bounce between 6,500 and 7,000 feet. 48 degrees is your high temperature. South winds 10 to 15. Could still see late in the day ridgetop gusts in triple digits. Mostly cloudy. Isolated shower at most tonight in Reno with decreasing winds. Low 44 tomorrow, high of 60. Mostly cloudy skies. We got about 40% chance probably of seeing a shower mainly in the afternoon tomorrow. Now Saturday, a little bit of a break, although late in the day Saturday the winds are going to pick up. We do have a much stronger storm here on Saturday night when we have to set those clocks ahead because of daylight saving. And from Saturday night through Monday morning, we do have that winter storm watch posted for the mountains. They could pick up on the tops, another 3 feet of snow.
Wow.
And if it gets cold enough at the lake, they may see as much as a foot there.
All right. Thanks, Mike. We're talking Wolfpack basketball. Yeah, the Wolfpack pulling off a little revenge in that building behind me. I'm Garrett Dearborn, live in Las Vegas. We're going to talk Nevada and New Mexico. Mountain West Tournament next in sports.
Now, here's Dallas Kolodny with Channel 2 Sports.
The Nevada Wolfpack played the New Mexico Lobos in the Mountain West tournament today, and, well, it came down to the wire. Let's head down to Las Vegas where sports director Garrett Dearborn has highlights and post-game reaction. Garrett?
Yeah, Dallas, you know the saying goes, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. New Mexico had beaten Nevada 2 straight in the regular season. This was the 3rd matchup. They also say defense wins ball games. This one came down to one final defensive play, and this was a barn burner of a ball game. Marquise Coleman didn't start, but did play limited minutes back from that ankle injury. Early action, it's Coleman the steal, Pack on the break, Tyron Criswell to Cam Oliver. Nevada led 29-28 at the break. Second half, Pack's down and capitalizing on a turnover. Up to Oliver. Oliver had 26 points, 15 rebounds. Nevada was up 38-37. Later, the silver and blue down 1. Cam, the block. Tyron up the other end with the finish, gets it to drop. 20 points for him. The Pack was up 45-44. 30 ticks left, down 1. It's TC taking it inside and getting that one to fall at 63-62 Nevada. But the play of the game came with under 15 seconds left, up 1. Oliver, the block, and that would seal the deal. He had 4 blocks on the game, and Nevada advances in the Mountain West tournament for the first time in school history, 64-62.
We just work so hard for what we do, you know, and just for it to really pay off and actually witness it, you know, it's a really speechless moment, you know, and that's exactly what happened, you know, after the block, and I seen Lindsey Drew save the ball. It was so many things running through my mind right then and there.
We stepped up big. We've been saying all week, like, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. Like, let's go out here and compete like it was our last game. It could have been our last game, and we definitely motivated us.
And to walk back in that locker room after the win tonight is just so neat to see them, you know, the jubilation. And they know now we got to turn around and try to play another game tomorrow against a really good team.
Ran out of time again. Next up for the Wolfpack, they are in the conference tournament semis against the big dogs, San Diego State. That one's set to tip 6 o'clock tomorrow, and we will be here for all your coverage. But for now, wrapping things up from outside the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Garrett Dearborn, Channel 2 Sports. Dallas, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Garrett.
And we'll be right back.
All right, looks like we still have more activity this weekend, especially toward the end. Don't forget to set your clocks ahead Saturday night.
All right, we'll see you tonight at 11. Have a good one.